Houston taking on the Athletics today. Framber Valdez, this guy was once the ace of the staff, struggling down the stretch, going up against JT Ginn. Must-win situation for Houston to keep themselves in the playoff picture. They're not even a favorite today. It's roughly a pick-em with Framber Valdez on the mound and a total of 9.5. What happened to the Stros? There's a collapse for you.
Well, yeah, and again, they can thank the Detroit Tigers for playing even worse baseball than they are, that they're still even in the conversation for the wild card here. My goodness, 5-game losing streak is what they are on right now, and now they got to take on the Athletics, where the bats are not there. Donnie, they're not there. They can't be trusted, and Ginn has been pretty good, and I think the Athletics are having a fun time playing spoiler right now.
By the way, this next game, too, like, again, the Dodgers and the Arizona Diamondbacks, the Dodgers can't chase down the Phillies to get that number 2 seed. The Dodgers, making it into the playoffs. Arizona, a lot to play for. Yamamoto's on the mound. But also, I was informed of this. I still see Gallen as the starting pitcher, but I thought I read last night from Bob Nightingale that's not going to be the case, and they're just going to piecemeal this game together. They are a heavy favorite for the Dodgers, and they might be getting a white flag game for Arizona.
Yeah, not kind of crazy here. I mean, you wouldn't think that that's what they're going to do, but Beeks is who I see as the opener here for Arizona, the lefty. But my goodness, I mean, that was a game that was very winnable for Arizona again last night, and unfortunately, they weren't able to get it done. This is another desperation back against the wall. They have got to get it done here tonight against the Dodgers at home.
Hey, it's always interesting to see how these games flow together, because it feels like, Joe, week 16, week 17, week 18 in pro football. It's like, boy, make sure you're listening to the manager. Make sure you're listening to who's going to be in that starting lineup, because you could be getting I'm getting plus 125 by game time. You're getting plus 180 because nobody's playing in that game. Now, just after the break, I don't even know if we need handicaps anymore on these situations. But it's Detroit and it's Cleveland that we're going to talk about. It's Montero and it's Messick here. You're going to see a heavy favorite for Cleveland at this point. And also, is there value on Detroit? Or have we gone so far that Detroit might not win another Major League Baseball throughout the final 4 days of the season? Unbelievable fall. It's Detroit, it's Cleveland. It's next on the Early Line. Do you want the odds perspective on the show? That's what you get on the Early Line. That's what your boy DRS does and Joe Ranieri. We want to put in the big picture into the small picture, which the small picture today is Detroit's going to take on Cleveland. The bigger picture was Cleveland over the summer, Joe, was a 50-1 price, not to win the World Series, to win their own division. They're going to win their own division here because Detroit can't stop losing. And today, Kiter Montero's on the mound for the Detroit Tigers. Parker Messick, the young lefty for the Guardians, on the mound today. So you say to yourself, it's probably a pick-em game. No, it's not, Joe. We're as high as minus 170 at some outlets right now for a favorite for the Guardians over the Tigers, and a total between 7.5 and 8 runs. Once again, this is not a handicap. This is a free fall, and nobody is stopping it. Price point be damned. It's got to be the Guardians again for me today, Joe.
Again, Donnie, we started this whole show off by talking about a very valuable betting lesson of trying not to catch a falling knife. Well, the falling knife in this spot is the Detroit Tigers. And it hasn't just been for a couple of games, Donnie. This has been going on now for the entire month of September. And the longer or the closer we get to the end of the regular season, the more tense, the more stress that we're starting to see from this team, and the worse it's getting. They are not going to snap out of this. Cleveland is focused. They've won 17 of their last 19 games, including all 5 against Detroit this month. I mean, they erased the 15.5 game deficit. There is nothing redeeming about backing the Tigers in this spot.
By the way, can we get Clase back now? Can we just reinstate those guys for gambling charges and wipe the slate clean? Because it looked like that was like, it's not going to worry the rest of the season. Just get them away from the team. Now you need these guys. Bring them back on board. But today, we'll see if the Guardians can again deliver another gut punch there to the Detroit Tigers. We'll see if that happens. I'll tell you right now, the Toronto Blue Jays not making it easy on themselves, and neither are the Yankees chasing them down when the bats are coming alive. The Yankees today, a minus 300 favorite over the Chicago White Sox at home in the Bronx with a total of 8.5. The Yankees, full gas, trying to win that AL East, and they are a monster favorite to win their baseball game today.
Listen, as well they should be. I mean, Judge gets it done last night. They had Fried on the mound. Now they got their other ace there in Rodon, who has been absolutely their go-to guy this season. So yeah, they are a $3 favorite, and a $3 favorite for a reason. I would probably look team total over as well, because I think the runs keep coming for the Yankees.
How about this one here? Boston versus Toronto yesterday on Bye. Me and Joe were loading up on the Boston Red Sox, and they did not disappoint. Max Scherzer's on the mound. You can't fade him. Oh, yes, you can, and do with ease. And hammered yesterday were the Toronto Blue Jays. They're looking to bounce back today. It's Bayo on the mound here, the right-handed pitcher for the Red Sox, going up against Shane Bieber, the trade line acquisition for Toronto. How about the overnight line, Joe? Minus 155 for Toronto. Collapsing as we speak. Minus 132 and a total listed of 8 here. Boston trying to do even more damage to Toronto. Boston trying to fight over the final 4 games here, in desperate need of a win of the Blue Jays. I don't know if they get it here, do they?
Well, they're in a position to clinch a postseason berth with a win here in this game. And then, of course, if the Blue Jays lose and the Yankees win, well, guess what, Blue Jays? You're not in first anymore in the American League East. So this is a big game. And right now, in current form, the Blue Jays have lost 6 of 7 and a 5-game lead back from, September 16th. That's been erased here. And call me crazy here, Donnie. You keep only scoring 1 run, you're not going to beat a lot of teams. The bats have gone MIA for Toronto, and it's been like that now for a little while.
And by the way, talking about going MIA, the Mets have been MIA, it feels like, since the All-Star break, but still clinging to a playoff position in the wild card. They're going to take on Chicago again. And Imanaga is going to be on the mound, the lefty, going up against McLean. It's almost like hey, kids, win some baseball games for us on the New York Mets as starting pitcher, because our veterans can't do anything here. A total listed at 7.5 and a pick 'em here. The Mets absolutely need this. The Chicago Cubs just looking to set their rotation up here for September/October playoff baseball. How are we feeling about the Mets in complete freefall mode? But it seems like nobody can steal that race from them.
Yeah, well, I mean, the good thing is, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but they got to deal with a rookie to end up helping them clinch a playoff berth, the Mets do. And they got a pretty good one in McLean. The kid is absolutely lights out. Imanaga is no joke either, but he hasn't been as dominant as he has been last season here. I give the edge to the Mets early, but they have to play from in front in this game. So I would look at them in the first 5, Donnie.
How about a tough handicap coming up in this next game? It's Colorado and Seattle. Yesterday, I loved the team total for the Seattle Mariners. They easily got that. They were pounding away early in that game, which you love to see. Now, you have the clinching of the division for the Mariners. You have the Mariners in the playoffs, and they're celebrating on back-to-back nights. So you might say to yourself, oh, they'll probably take it easy on Colorado. You can probably have your double-A ball club knock off Colorado. But understand this, too. Joe, they're basically a game back of being the number 1 overall seed in the American League. So it's not as if you clinch a playoff spot, win your division, take a couple days off. There is a lot to play off for Seattle. Hancock's going up against Blaylock tonight, still a minus 220 favorite for Seattle. How do you play this? Because for me, Joe, I still really like Seattle. And I don't think a lot of guys are going to get the day off, but you have to watch the late night game where those starting lineups are. If they're full go tonight, they should smash Colorado. But if we have a mixed match lineup, that underdog price might be looking decent for Colorado. But again, who the heck wants to bet Colorado any way, shape, or form?
No, well, you can't. And the Mariners, like you said, they're still in play for a wild card series bye, thanks to the Detroit Tigers, again, falling apart. So there is a lot that these teams, no matter what happens with Detroit, all of these teams should absolutely keep them on the Christmas list here, because they've been great to teams like Houston and Seattle and the Red Sox and others here. So I'm with you. I don't think Seattle takes their foot off the gas. It's been a 23-year division title drought. That was the 4th longest active in baseball. They got it done, and I don't see them stopping here. They got other things they want to do, including getting that time off in the bye would be huge for Seattle.
And also understand this, too. Like, you owe it to your players sometimes. And you don't want to be, hey, you know what, I'm going to chase individual accolades, Joe, over the team achievements. We understand that. But this isn't a time like, hey, Cal, sit out like 2 out of the final 4 games or whatever. We don't need you because we already clinched. We want to rest you up, and maybe you don't win the MVP. That's a big deal, man. Like, you want to ride for Cal Raleigh, which means you want to put the best lineup out there to protect Cal Raleigh. It's like, hey, you know what? if we don't have Julio Rodriguez in the game or, any one of our Randy Rosarena, let's just pitch around Cal Raleigh. He's going to play the final few games here to see how many home runs he can hit in this historic season and also try to win an MVP along with those accolades for the team and how good they've been. But let me ask you this question too, Joe. You take a look at teams like Tampa Bay, Baltimore playing today, Minnesota and Texas, Kansas City and LA. How do you handle those situations where both teams are out of it? I generally just lean towards the over, which means low leverage situations, trying new pitchers out, and sort of a almost pickup game type atmosphere for me.
Yeah, well, a lot of these teams are playing towards the future, right? So a lot of guys playing for contracts, playing to make all the young guys that have called up with the expanded rosters. All of these guys, you got to take all of that into consideration. I mean, the best thing is, Donnie, you don't have to bet every game here. And a lot of these teams are just playing out the string here, trying to get the season over with so they can move on and try again next season. So tread carefully here in those games.
Now, I'm going to ask you this question right now. If we do take a look at that odds board, Cal Raleigh's a minus 210 right now to win the MVP. Aaron Judge is a plus 170. Only a few days left in the Major League Baseball season. If we took the odds out of it, Joe, minus 210 and plus 170, put these guys at both plus 100, who are you taking for AL MVP today to do it, Raleigh or Judge?
Well, it's funny. I mean, Raleigh gets the 59th and 60th home run. But again, Judge just did something that only 3 other players in Major League Baseball history have done. And that's hit for 50 or more home runs in a 4th season here. That's rare air we're talking about here, Donnie. It does not happen. And Judge did it again. And also, Judge could lead American League in hitting as well.